Last week, you were working on your model of the ice board and how it works. Today, let's add some things we learned about pushes and pulls and apply that to the ice board. This is also a chance for us to review what we learned last week about pushes and pulls. So think back to that game of tug-of-war. Why did the teachers have to both pull and push? Why did they have to do both of those things? Now, let's take what we learned about tug-of-war and apply it to the ice board. The rider on the ice board is standing in almost the exact same way as the person doing tug-of-war. Why do you think that is? On your ice board worksheet, you're going to add what you were noticing about pushes and pulls and any connections you made when we were looking at these pictures. Pushes and pulls are very important on the ice board, just like in a tug-of-war. Can you add force arrows to show where I'm pushing? Can you add force arrows to show where I'm pulling and where I'm pushing? Add those arrows to your jam right onto his arms and legs on the worksheet. So right there, and right there, and right there, and right there. We'll put those force arrows to show where you're pulling and pushing. Now, on the worksheet, you're labeling on that worksheet, when you labeled what I'm doing, but there's also something invisible pushing on the sail. Take a minute and think about that. What's pushing the sail? If you haven't added it to your explanation yet, do that right now. Watch this video of people sailing on the ice in 1931, then answer the question that's on the next slide. Are the people in the video pushing against their sails or pulling on their sails? How can you tell? I'll click back and let you watch the video again while you're thinking about that. Watch the people really carefully and try and figure out if they're pushing against their sails or pulling on their sails. Now, to get your jam into your assignment in Google Classroom, you're going to have to do something a little tricky. You're going to have to find it in a different assignment and upload it to this one. When you go into an assignment in Google Classroom and you're a student, there's always that part that lets you make a new Google Doc or a new Google slide. In this case, you are going to want to upload something from your Google Drive. Once you're in there, you're going to search for ice board model. If you type that in the search bar, it should bring your Jamboard that you had worked on last time up for you to work on again, and you can attach it to the new assignment. The biggest hiccup that kids run into when they try this is if they have turned in their jam to me and it hasn't been returned, then you can't upload it again. Think about it like if you had a piece of paper and you turned it into one teacher, you couldn't turn it into another teacher because the first teacher is still holding on to it. So if you're having any trouble uploading your Iceboard model to this new assignment, come to office hours or ask me about it in a meeting and I'll help you make it happen. Your assignment for today, other than just figuring out how to upload your Iceboard model again, is to add more things to your model. But you're not just labeling force arrows on the picture of the guy, because there's also something invisible pushing the sail. You'll need to label that, or what you think that might be, as well. We looked at this old video to try and get an idea about whether they were pushing or pulling on their sails, and get some ideas about what invisible thing might be pulling or pushing on the sail as well. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.